Hi, hello. Please that you watch this video till the end. If you don't watch till the end, you will misunderstand what I am talking about in this video. Thank you and God bless you. All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is the End Time Truth Television channel. We urge you to subscribe to the channel, activate the bell icon by selecting all so that the next time we upload a new video, you will be among the first persons to be notified by Google. I'll be seeing you in the next video. Till then, shalom. Hello, everybody. God bless you. Good morning, good afternoon, evening. You're welcome to the End Time Truth Television. Now, I was searching for something on YouTube. I found this video. I was actually shocked to find out to see this. And hello, I won't say much, but listening to this pastor, I think he should be referred to as former pastor in the Redeemed Christian God. Last time I brought you a video where Pastor Tola Odutola, one of the senior pastors of the Redeemed Christian past, based in the United States, he claimed they changed the identity and now the pastor of that assembly. Now, in this video, the man in this video tells you something that should get you worried, how that coach system, in fact, he referred to the church franchise. That is how it is. Then you know that Dr. Femi Falana was very, very correct, that what we are building are actually business centers, not places worship where souls are being won or should be won Christ. Listen to Wellington. You are welcome to the End Time Truth Television, the channel for the lovers of truth, for the truth of the end time. So if you are a lover of truth, give us a subscription and God bless you. Shalom.
Has God just to do with this? They have repositioned our mind.
But they taught in Redeem too?
We were taught in the ministers' conference.
In Redeem teaches this?
That we are cursed. That is why Malachi is the real this thing that they are using as a tool.
So Redeem ministers' conference teaches that we are cursed.
Curse in the setting, a curse exists. So it's just a matter, it's just not to do what they are saying you should do. The curse will come back. And there is also this inferiority complex. There is this inferiority complex, and that when you look at it, we appreciate anything is
comes from outside
white than the black. When a black man in Paris open a shop, blacks will prefer to go and buy the same product in a Chinese shop. So it's in us. It's in us. So
we really need to teach this thing, no?
We really need. It should be a series.
Are you serious?
It should be a series. You will be amazed. You will be amazed the numbers of people that will come on board.
Are you serious?
That will come on board. Yeah. Is the root of all those prayer books that Deliverance never stopped. Deliverance never stopped. It's eternal. A church, get me well, if you do not practice or teach your own people the same, I knew something was wrong. So I was sensing something is wrong. Because how can just these people, they prefer that lie. They themselves, the people, are very conditioned. Not only that, the people themselves prefer. Because by the time you are telling the guy, okay, I will do deliverance. You conduct the deliverance today. But the person still go to another church because she believes that thing is not yet over. They will call on me to come to their house to pray. Okay, let us. You pray the same prayer in the sitting room. They will tell you to go to the kitchen to repeat the same prayer. Because the mindset is there that thing never stops.
They have been conditioned.
So prayer point is a means also of getting them to come back all and all. There is a serious problem. So if we have, because they I've read it, but I've never thought that it wasn't Anne. This is my first time.
So many people believe it's Am, eh?
This is my first time.
Are you serious? All over the world.
This is my first time of getting it.
And you are the senior pastor of all Redeemed churches in France. And you didn't know this.
people are in bondage. Look at me. It's not all about the opening, this treasure, heavenly treasure, open unto us all. This has got to do with our life.
Wow.
This has got to do with our life.
My God.
The lives of our children.
I didn't know people have this
The
problem.
lives of our family. We never even thought we would get to this topic.
Thank
I
God,
was to leave this
thank
place
God,
early this morning. I was to leave this place. So I knew somewhere there. This inferiority complex is from there. The mentality that has been torn around, that makes it even difficult for the member, the ministers that are under it to even rise and be capable of having the look at the way we've been having pictures with him. Having them, considering them to be human beings like that. Because they have made us to believe that they are spirit, that they don't go to toilet.
Jesus.
That they don't go to toilet. Let me open up this packaging, because we talk about our sister ability to go and do what she did. And I said somewhere there, I said it's not expensive for us to be able. Now she took it higher in that she's saying, let me make it quality, and that I will do it. I will send them to the private school. You see, there is this belief. Why they don't do it? Why we don't do it in RCCG?
Okay.
Is that, look, we believe, because they have set up ministries also on that. They have set up some certain things that they do advertise. So they have made us to understand that once you release those funds, those tithes, because that was the excuse that e.adeboye used online. And that was what he told them. He said, you can't imagine the numbers of missionaries that we have sent all over the world, that people do not count the cost. Get me well, because I'm talking about it's just a way to brainwash or to cover up the truth. Now, you are telling people that there are ministries in place that are taking care of the widows, that are taking care of the sick, the destitute, the poor people. But somewhere there, it's not true. Why am I saying it's not true? There is this packaging. 10 people are poor in the church. We will help 1 out of 10. That one that we will help out of 10, we will blow trumpet, advertise it, bring the person to the pulpit, talk about all what we did. If possible, have a magazine on it, interview the person. That alone will silence the rest of it. So people do not know that there are still 9, and the church has the ability to even go beyond the 10. They can go beyond the 10. So now the 9 will never ask any question. They will never ask any question, or even raise up, or even doubt, or even believe. Because now let me talk about the missionary. The RCCG missionaries all over the world are nothing but lies. Many of them that left Nigeria on their own. Many left on their own. They were not sponsored or backed up financially. It's more or less a franchise system of operation. In that where you are, you have already told the man there that, look, I'm going to Italy to take over Italy. So because there is no RCCG in Italy, and that you are the first person to go there, before you leave Nigeria, your papa, your regional, your so-called this thing, you must have given him. So Italy have been sold to you. So no other person must go to Italy except you. The Lord is delivering us. The Lord is delivering us. Now, when you hear that the church is so place. Now, the church all over there existing means again, because down there they will not tell you that the person there in Haiti, the person there in Afghanistan, those people, all those missionaries in the war zone, they will never tell you what they are going through. There are a lot of abandoned missionaries of RCCG all over the world that cannot even boast of a day meal, abandoned on the war, in war zones, that their children are suffering. But what do? What these people do is to use the little. They will just identify one. They will use that one and advertise it. The one that went to Nigeria recently, Pastor Dap, now ended up on a bed in the hospital. If it were not to be we coming to know, and that it became, they would not do, he would have died. So it was because the team came on board that they now started doing, oh no, it cannot be DSC that we give him money. So it was just this week now that we saw him now dancing, and they have to advertise it. It's in a way to say, look, Look at, you can see now we are helping. But that is one out of millions of people that are dying, and that Sama, none of them will dare raise up their mouth because of two things. Because they are getting their deliverance. Many usually hear us, many are always on board, but they can't speak the way I'm speaking. Number one, if your means of eating is from them, you will not be able to come out of it. Because the first question many of them always ask is that, if I now come out of this thing, how am I going to eat? Come on, do it like me. Don't be afraid. Look up, it's more profitable to work than to depend on one papa or one mama to be feeding you. It is true that you have been on full time for 10, 20 years. It doesn't matter. Now that we all have discovered the truth, come out of it. Go and walk. The day you receive that, your financial liberty is the beginning of your deliverance. Number two is the fear. The fear, it has been there.
What fear?
There's this method in that once they hear that one person left and that something bad happened still in the package, we advertise it, blow it as a trumpet. Can't you see that one that left? She and the wife were in a bus. They died. So it will become a reference. It will become a reference that will make every other pastor to say, look at that one that died. If you dare go. So we see someone that leaves and we keep shut their mouth. But somehow deliverance, the real truth is that not only do you receive the truth, but the truth makes you open up. You have to speak that truth. You must not hide that truth. You see, when a man has been reconditioned to the extent that they now make his color as a means to set up an empire, is the most wicked thing that a man can ever do to another man. It's the most wicked thing that a man can ever do to another man.
No, but I can't believe that you said they teach pastors in Redeem.
They teach us
that harm were caused.
They teach us in ministers' conference
that we are harm.
That we are from the setting of harm.
And we are caused.
That we are caused. That we are harm. And we are coming out of it. We are already out of it. We are already out of it. So I'm encouraging as many ministers of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. You are in Nigeria, you are hearing me. You are in Europe, you are hearing me. There is no work. They've told you that full time. They do encourage everybody to go on full time. They've told you that full time is very good. There's one thing you will notice. The system is wrong. You've tried to make things work. Things are not working. Get me well. You just must go and find a job. Start from there. You will see what the Lord God will do. It doesn't end there. That fear is a lie. That is why I told us, and I will keep on saying it. Anybody that tells you that mommy water exists, tell that person that mommy water should come and help us open our eyes to the submarine technology. Because if she could swim there in the sea, she should be capable of fabricating a submarine. You see, all these things that Mountain of Fire fashion, all these churches fashion, and they are using to engage us. Time has come for us to come out and say no. No.
You see, what I learned from this video is that as a believer in Christ, anything that is contrary to the Bible will not be part of your orientation. And for a very long time also if you have heard me, I tell you that some of the preachings that we're hearing today are preachings that are passed on to generations, from one generation to the other. And the recent generation will pick it up without even cross-checking. They continue to put it out there. Now, in the 90s also, that was when I started hearing this concept or this idea that Africans, they are the descendants of Ham. I've actually tried to pin my race, Ham. See, I tried. The more I try to link it back to Ham, the more I feel. And it is actually wrong to assume that because we Africans, though that we are black, we share the same coloration, same complexion, but it would be wrong to think that we all came from the same man, from one man, right? I don't think that is true, right? But then we have been told, maybe by the whites, that we are the descendants of Ham, and because of the underdevelopment in Africa, it is assumed that the curse that Noah laid on Ham is working against us. But then you look over across Europe, you will hear their names or cities that has everything to do with Ham. You see Fulham, you see Birmingham, you see West Ham, you see Tottenham, you see Hamburg, you see, you can help me in the comment section where there are cities and institutions or organizations that have Ham as either the first word or the ending word. Hamburg, and then you have, I think that is hamburger, the one they eat, right? So how is it possible that there's no African nation that has anything to do with Ham, and then we are told because of the curse? Fine and good. Let's even assume that Ham happened to be father of the Africans. Now, the question that we need to ask is, was Ham black, or was it the curse also that changed his complexion? Because if they were from the same father and they were three, so the other two are white and Ham became black, or the curse made him to give birth black Africa? That is a question to ask. Now, in a nutshell, if churches are teaching something like that, and we are supposed to believe it and teach it to others, it means that we have not actually been saved. Because if there was a curse and we believe in Christ, and the sacrifice of cross on the cross of Calvary took care of everything, including the curse. So why would anybody make it a message? Why would anybody, develop a sermon on that and teach it? Then the pastors will be running with the ideas that they are under curse. Probably that curse is the reason why the GS is the only one that, sometimes it is like a pyramid. Those at the top are the ones who are better off for it. Other ones at the base of the pyramid are struggling and jostling, and sometimes the pastor has to lie, has to manipulate figures, has to steal, which is not excusable anyway. But because of frustration, they are pushed to do one thing or the other, to survive. But then those at the apex, are having lives easy. And when you look at the way some churches are being run, in Nigeria, it looks exactly like the system of governance in Nigeria, where the people in government, they feed fat the citizen. Now, the senators are said to be earning 29 million naira, everything but the packages, to the extent that they also have a hardship allowance. Now, tell me the hardship that a senator is facing. Now, all the allowance, close to 30 million naira, one senator every month. And then the government, in their wickedness, are proposing 60,000 naira for a worker. From the 60,000 naira, he will pay his house rent, treat his children, buy food and clothes. If sometimes they fall sick, they will buy drugs from it. Now, take for instance, if a loaf of bread is about 2,000 something, but let's peg it at 2,000 naira, and a family of 4, let's just say that family will be eating one loaf of bread every day, just morning, afternoon, night. They eat once whenever they want to eat one loaf of bread, 2,000, and that would go on for 30 days. 2,000 times 30 is 60,000. Now, every other expenses is not factored in this. Now, tell me, how would such family survive? How will such a man survive and will not be tempted to do things that are not right? Now, so the people at the top, they take care of themselves, they think of themselves and their families and their relations. Also, we have found it to be in the church that the church system is like the wicked governance by the politicians. And so that is why some pastors, that you expect to speak, not really that all of them that have not spoken, not because they are feeling guilty. Some are afraid. Some just don't want to cause problem for themselves. Some don't want to, become a target for the government. So that is why sometimes so many of them will not speak out, because the system they want to condemn is also operational in their own organization. Let me use organization now, according to Tola Oditola. So the system they should have condemned is operational under them. They are overseeing that kind of dictatorship and insensitivity. There are some churches that the pastors are being paid less than 40,000. So how will such pastor stand on the pulpit to condemn the federal government that is proposing 60,000 naira minimum wage workers. Now, if the church can, now there is a difference that the church, is not big enough to cater for everything. That is why also the pastors should be encouraged to get work, look for work. You heard that man saying it. Yeah, the problem is that, this thing we call full-time, pastoral responsibility sometimes diminishes the man's, drive to pursue his career. I'm not saying that if God has called you into full-time that you should go ahead and accept it. But if God has not said so, my friend, look for work. And then the church government should also make it possible for the pastors to also be useful in the place of work. So what I'm trying to say is that it will be useless for you to say that a man should get work, but then the activities in the church does not allow him to give enough attention to either his business or the work that he has, recently gained employment in or started. Now, if a person is running a business, that business requires his attention and church activity, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, is there and not giving the man a breathing space, definitely that business will suffer, that business will suffer. So, we should actually be more humanistic. We should be human prone. We should consider, the feelings and the consequences of our actions as it has to, the impact it will have on humans. Now, this is not, I'm not naming anybody, I'm not calling anybody, and mind you that this is not about Pastor Adeboye, not about any pastor, but use your tongue, count it. If the place where you are in guilty of what I have just said, don't say much than that. See you in the next. Let's know what you think. I want to ask you to support us in any way you can, and if you are touched too, help us to. Don't worry. God bless you. See you in the next. Okay, then from me too.